It's currently 6:25:26, roughly 23:34. And I'll just ponder, this is a continuation to that video. Why reparations should hinder them. But the crazy part is, so when you say reparations, not only adding more facts to this, they say you should not get reparations because that's a video I just made. Well, since you're not your fathers, America should equally be running. You should not have the upper hand. My other video, like I said, the boy South Al Cabulan, he said it was an immigrant saying he's not his father's, but said he got mad because South Al Cabulanians were now taking away that whatever they were benefiting from and giving it more to the citizens. And he said, he started off, I'm not my father, blah, 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 blah. But then said, oh, I'm leaving because I gotta now do what immigrants had to do and work from the bottom up. But he just sat here and said, I'm not my father's, so you shouldn't want none of that dirt, that blood, which your father created, right? But now he's mad because he can't benefit from what his father did. It said he's leaving because he now gotta do it. If his fathers hadn't done what they did, he would now have to, he gotta do what he would now have to do if you erase that, if they were doing. And now when see all that, the enemy disarms with his speech, the book of Sirach. But if he could, he will throw you over into the pit at first chance. Sounds good. They apologize. Slavery apologies is void if I don't have resources coming with that apology. Man, fuck out of here. What cornball shit you want? Sorry. I have generational degeneration. On top of that, I will argue perverted my bloodline from sodomy and pedophilic sodomy. Well, sorry. All right. How are me and you got to work equally? On top of you lie, you get more jobs. Oh, whatever. Get more jobs than me of a higher pay and better and less physical labor. Then because you went to college. Bullshit. Like I said, all right. Well, where is my money? All right. Like I said, I'm inferior. Remember, I'm lower. I need a heads up. See, where's my money then? Because that's a calorie. Because like my other video, if you get 2 trades and a degree, you still will not have a job for everyone. But the bigger thing is getting back to the reason why this is a part 2 to that. I just stated, they said they don't gotta pay you for slavery because they're not their parents. And like I said, it wouldn't come out of their pocket directly, it would come from the government. But now let's see, two-way street over here and logical. That should be your same argument for why you should not be able to tap into civil rights and human rights, because your parents didn't fight for it. Mine did, and endured through inhumane, damn near slavery or 1800 after 65 treatment, which I pointed out they still made Black Wall Street in that open lynching. But right there, you don't have to pay. And like I said, every time you say reparations, like I said, the spot, Mexicans, the Rasta, we're going to make sure we get together and say, no, nobody else reparations till we get ours. And I made that video. Well then, you call yourself a native, right? Go ahead and get your reparations. Now the government acknowledges reparations, but instead of putting it into your hand, put time out. You had a hand in the slave trade too. So on paper we paid it to you, but third party we give it to the blacks because you owe them reparations as well. As a white man, you owe money. Somebody's trying to block me. You owe money. So every time I say reparations, you say no. I'm not my parents. I should have to pay for that, even though it's not you paying for it. It's the government. But every time it comes up, you should not get it. So now in my other video, it should be illegal because you owe me money and you're still tapping into it. Now, every time I ask for that very money, you say I shouldn't get it, but then turn around because you're paying out your parents and got your hands in what my parents fought for, and when you owe me money and refuse to pay money. So I don't get reparations because you ain't, but now you're hijacking. And you just took away the affirmative action in employment and fighting to get it out of education. So the only thing which I actually get from civil rights has now been stripped from me, which is still not specifically for me, but for dark hues of Mexicans and these Indians and such also tap into that, or I even Arabs. So, but the one thing that I can benefit from, in which I'm also sharing with others, that means that the number that's able to get hired and say they've been filling the quota with East Indians, Arabs, and Mexicans, when they know specifically it was for blacks, and also pointing to affirmative action for education and scholarships. Also filling that quota with other cultures that are dark hued but not black. And now they just took away that. So really, it's a race for everybody, for real, but not for me. But he don't gotta pay me, and always says I shouldn't get it because I'm not my father. But yet want what my fathers only fought for and bled for and died for and feared for life for, to fight for it and to achieve. I back up even more, reinforce my theory in my statement. I'm not going to jail unless you can prove that I did something wrong. And when I'm proving I know the law, and you try to arrest me, man, it's whatever. Because even when you're not guilty, Mary has 10 bullshit arrests, 4 bullshit conviction, 3 with the audio and video proving my innocence. I gotta throw out money for lawyers and still pause my situation or even restrain my movements to a certain degree, dealing with year-long cases. And where I'm clearly in with, I got 2 cases where the evidence came back, I was cool, and still had to go for months upon 6+ months after the evidence proved that I was cool. And 1 or 2 cases still found guilty. I had 1 case where they threw the case out because that DUI, but the drug test said 0.00, and still had to go from January 2013 to January 13th of 2015 to November of 2015. But the drug test came back negative the very first hearing, which was February, if not March, and for some reason kept going to court. It finally got thrown out, but in the process, I lost my job because I had to call out or whatever to go to court various times. So, see, that's what I'm saying. This is why, as a black man, what they claim in civil rights, this is what black people go through with law, which they don't go through because they pop is connected. So they don't even go through the same trials and tribulations that black people go through dealing with law enforcement. And then as the new Jim Crow says, when you do get a bullshit record, if it's a felony, no more voting, no government assistance, no loans, nothing which comes from the government, not even government jobs. My other video, I don't see how a lot of people with felonies are driving trucks because it's government regulated. But nothing government can a felon get. And a lot of it can be bullshit. And you still don't matter. Once it's found guilty on your record, you get expunged, you're blackballed, permanent, outcasted, or undercast through the system, meaning bullshit paying jobs, even with a good degree or good training programs, technical school, vocational schools. Nah, they can that way say nigger is now replaced with criminal, and they still get civil rights though, right? going through none of this. And like I said, knowing this is the very reason why civil rights was created, and I'm still not getting it. It's whatever, man.